everyone. So I'm Arturas and I'm working as a risk and compliance manager for Baltic countries for IKEA. Probably you know this company. So safety. Safety is a good topic for me. I like this topic, and safety plays quite important part in a companies. Yes. But not only in the companies. Safety begins when we are waking up in the morning, when we are getting from our beds, when we are going downstairs, when we are getting our kids to kindergarten, when we are driving, when we are walking in the streets, crossing roads, and so on. And after that, we are coming to our workplaces. So what's the difference between safety before workplace and after workplace? It is some differences. The main point is that responsibility lies on the first part lies on human being, on person, and from workplace the responsibility lies on employer, But in effect of injury or accident, in both ways, it's impacted business, because we are lack of co-worker, we are lack of working power, working force, competence, and so on. So I would present our point or how we see this in our company. I'm quite young. I began my career 15 years ago, and I would like to share my first job. So it was 15 years ago, and when I joined the company, it was press distribution company with particular risks, and safety specialist gave me a bucket of instructions and a journal, registration journal. I was quite young, and he said, look, here is instructions, here you should sign, and sign this and go to work. Okay, at that moment I wasn't experienced, and if he says so probably I need to sign and to go work. But at that moment it was interesting for me that at least I would like to go through these instructions and to see, as I'm quite new in labor market. So this is the first experience in my life. 1 year after I begin to work as a safety specialist, and till now I'm trying to change this position, that safety is really important. It's not for documents, it's not for signing and so on. So this should be a part in our business, which sometimes is not. So what is around us? Around us we have people, we have machines, we have streets, we have rivers, we have seas, a lot of things with particular risks, And this is not only related to workplace, as I said before. This conference is quite good. I liked it. Even I not understood all the information, but I understood some. But it was focused and so on. So my suggestion is to play one game. The next slide, I will show you one word, and I'm kindly ask you to think 3 associated words with that word I will show you. Okay? But it should be spontaneously, it should be very fast. It should be on the spot. Okay, let's try. Everyone understood? And after that we will talk about. Okay, so you have in mind 3 words. All? No, don't say this. Don't say these words. Okay, so please raise hands. Those who thought about this word from positive side, whose associations was positive. Only one. Okay, so the most of you thinks that this is negative word. And this is quite normal. This is really quite normal. The most of population sees this word from negative side. And I made this exercise with one colleague from Kuwait. I was in training. It was 2 of us. And we were asked for this question as well. And both of us see this word as a positive, like that woman. And afterwards, we were investigating how it is, yeah, because the most people are looking into this like negative. And I prepared with a slide in a white, another is in a black. So it could be in a white and in a black. And it doesn't matter how it is and what is your association. It means that probably you hadn't experienced from positive side in this, I guess. I can share one event from my experience related to risk. Maybe half a year ago, I was planned a training for duty managers. It is drills. It is related to safety, how to react in emergency cases, and so on. Usually we are doing these trainings in evenings to do not disturb store operations. And while I was driving, I was near the store. It was maybe 10 minutes to 9. Store is closing at 9. I'm getting a call, and a colleague is saying, our store is under fire. I said, what? Real fire? It cannot be like that. But yeah, it was like that. So a lot of our colleagues, a lot of our co-workers thought that I made a real drill with a real fire inside the store during operational hours. But it wasn't like that. I don't know, maybe you had heard about, we had an arson in Vilnius store. So one crazy guy put a fire in our store during operational hours. And nevertheless, the ending is quite happy. We are doing a lot of things to solve these situations, to be prepared for these situations. Even we don't think that it could happen, because it's a lot of prevention things, mitigation actions, and so on. But nevertheless, we had a real situation, a real fire. So the risk became a reality. And of course, all the procedures went well. And our security guards taken to the place, used fire hoses, and extinguished this fire before fire extinguishers, firefighters arrived. And the end was quite positive, that we've got greetings from fire department that we are prepared well. And as well, it was mentioned in the media that we are quite safe store. We are caring about customers. We have working procedures and so on. So from this negative side, I have good experience. And I guess that woman has something the same, probably. Yeah, so this is... Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 So my wish is that sometime in your life, this word become positive one. I wish you. So why should we take care of safety? And in the world, usually it's 3 reasons why companies are taking care about that. And first reason is legal. Yeah, it's legal requirements, internal legal requirements. I mean, in a country, as well, international labor organization has impact to this. So it is mentioned that employer needs to create a safe workplace. Employer needs to provide safe working tools, and employer needs to create safe working methods. Yeah, and companies needs to follow this, as we are not doing this, so probably we will get fines or prosecution or something like that. Another reason is financial reason, yeah, and how it's related to safety and how it's related to money. So it is a lot of points how it's related to safety with money. So not so many companies are counting how much does it cost sickness rate. Does companies count it this? Not so many. Does companies count it how much cost to replace co-worker or in changing of co-worker? How does it cost to train him, to get him experience, to get the same level of competence and so on? One more thing is insurance point. So insurance is related with that as well. If companies are not caring about safety, so probably they would need to pay more for insurance, yeah? As well, I guess in Latvia it's quite the same as in Lithuania. It's related to social insurance tax. If you have a lot of accidents at work, you are guilty in. So the tax rate is no?
No, I guess that not. But is the tax rate higher if there is more accident?
Okay, so in Lithuania we have a little part of that which impacts tax. So it is another point why companies should do that, and they do, because businesses are, how to say, working for making business. And the most important thing which should be thought about is a moral responsibility, because people are working in companies, people are having their families, kids, parents, and so on, and employers needs to be responsible for these people who are working in their companies. And sometimes companies are looking into that not from that perspective, and this moral thing sometimes is left somewhere behind. So, how we see the situation as a company? To be honest, we see the situation really positive, and we see that something is changing in labor market, in companies. And I'm working in this area for 14 years, and I see how it is changing. Yeah, I'm often communicating with colleagues from other companies. I'm getting in contact with labor inspection, so I'm quite involved in that, and I'm interested in that. And as a company, we see positive impact to this. And as a company, we see that we can make an impact to other companies as well. We, as IKEA, want that our partners would behave on the same way as we are doing this. And IKEA had created a standard which is quite wide. In general, we are looking into safety quite wide, not only like occupational health and safety or fire safety. So we are looking into this really wide. So IKEA has IWay standard. Who had heard about this? No? IWay, IKEA way. So it is public, everyone can look into that, and this standard is valid for all our suppliers. It means that if company wants to supply something for IKEA, they need to follow these standards. And we are very strict on that. It means that it is not a declaration that we are having such kind of standard. It is a system, it is a scheme, and it is dedicated persons who are looking for these companies, how they are following these standards. And IWA has parts like that. It's a must requirements which is related to humans, to lives. It is business ethics, it is environment, it is chemicals, it is waste management, it is emergencies, it is health and safety, fire prevention, recruiting, working hours, wages, benefit, child labor and young workers, discrimination, and so on. So this is not only the part of occupational health and safety. This is a bit deeper. And in IKEA, it is companies in which are working auditors who makes announced or unannounced audits and looks how our suppliers follows these regulations. And I had the opportunity maybe 5 years ago to attend into one of this audit just to realize how it happens. And the companies are, how to say in easy words, a bit stressed of these audits, and maybe even more than governmental institution audits, because we are strict on this. If you are not following this, we are not on the same way. We cannot work together because it is important things to IKEA which needs to be followed, and it's no exclusions to that. And we see that companies we are working with, I'm talking about suppliers, really following this, and we are doing evacuation drills at least twice per year during operational hours. We are doing a lot of other trainings which is related to this, and we are following legal regulations. And even more, IWA standard is more strict than legal regulation. So we see as a company we can make an impact to our society, to other companies. And this makes me and our company happy. Okay. So, this is how we are treating with our suppliers and how we are working in this area. We are looking into suppliers really strict, but for us it is some rules, a lot of rules as well. So for suppliers it is IWA standard. For IKEA retailers, it's I-conduct requirements. I-conduct requirements, it's IWA conduct. It is as well a bucket of requirements which needs to be followed by each IKEA retailer in all over the world. It means that we need to manage many things as well. We need to make a lot of trainings. I can mention we are making fire extinguisher drills, evacuation drills, yearly safety trainings, safe handling trainings, and many others trainings. We are inviting labor inspectors to provide information. We are cooperating with other companies and so on. And we as suppliers as well having audits on this. And auditors are looking how we are dealing with that. So audits includes our product requirements as we are selling products to the society. As well, we are taking care of people. Yeah, and this is as well related to people part and how we are treating people. It is related to planet, and nowadays it's on which to take care about planet, about waste management, to get less plastic and so on, about business ethics, about information handling. And I can say now in a worldwide, from worldwide perspective, supply chain security is, I would say, on the edge. The main point now is on supply chain security. And probably all of you had heard about the cases in United Kingdom about 39 immigrants died in a truck. Had you heard about that? So this is really sad things. And we need to cooperate all together to prevent these things. And this is related to many things, yeah? In that case, it was the worst case, a lot of deaths. But for example, it could be a situation when these immigrants are delivered, yeah, to some companies or to some places. And it is another party who opens the truck and who sees these immigrants. Yeah, so how they feel. It is a psychological part of this, yeah, because psychosocial aspects are important as well, how people feels. So this is related to that. And all of us together should think how to prevent this. Are you agree? Okay, good. So it looks that we are on the same way, yeah? It is really important for us to get into one place, all society, and to make an impact to the society, to the countries inside, and so on. So our aim is to collect all the companies and to talk about this. And this goes to safety culture. Now, nowadays, a lot of companies are talking about safety culture and how it should be understandable. So how we understand safety culture is that safety should be included in all levels of a business, in all the departments, in all the processes. And we are doing like that when we are creating something or looking for some new things, for some new processes, or for example, at least implementing room setting in our store. We are thinking about safety, because safety is not only for co-workers. Safety should be for customers who are coming to us as well, especially for kids who came with parents, and parents came to us to buy things, but not to take care of their kids. So we need to take care of kids, and we usually do that. And it is a lot of funny stories about that. So safety culture is for us that every one co-worker would take care about safety. We realize that we cannot put a safety specialist nearby each co-worker. So we understand that. But we understand that we can make impact to co-workers to become safety specialists. So our vision is to spread the message to everyone that every co-worker would take care about that. And maybe it seems difficult or it's impossible, but it is not like that. It needs to be from a high top management level to co-workers. And if everyone is engaged into this, so it is reachable. And it is really glad when some co-workers are calling to me and saying that, look, in this case it is not safe because some customer had made something and impacted this to safety. Or, for example, colleague saying to colleague who is working not safe that you should save in another way for a younger colleague, less experienced, and so on. So I'm glad that we are working on this, and we are reaching this, and we are quite good in that. And what can we do to have a brighter future? And I'm pretty sure that we can do a lot of things, all of us. and we need to think about this a bit wider and to get out of our workplaces, yeah, of our company. And we are doing like that. For example, in Lithuania, 4 years ago, we are cooperating with labor inspection, and 4 years ago we began to make lessons to kids in the schools to talk about safety. So I personally, or a colleague, are getting to schools with labor inspection, taking lessons, talking about safety in general, about safety in a yard, how to behave in the streets, and so on. So one part is labor inspection, another part is my. After that, we decided that we should involve parents into this. So we are giving a task for kids to go home, to talk to their parents, and to bring a project about that. So we are involving parents as well. So I'm talking about the society, how we are involving society. When we are getting projects afterwards, we are making an excursion for the kids and showing our way of working. So this is quite wide project. And the last year, we decided to spread this out into whole Lithuania, and we talked to head of labor inspection and said, we can make an impact for many people, and we want to do that, and let's do that. So this year it was 100-year jubilee for labor inspection in Lithuania. So we began this project last November, 1 year ago, and the idea was to make something like that, but in a wider scope. So we invited companies, social responsible companies, who are interested into that. So how do you think, how many companies get into contact? Hmm? Free? Free? No, more. Suppliers? Oh, I don't know that number. Exactly, I don't know that number.
No, I'm guessing that it could indicate the number of...
No. Talking about this... No. It was made in another way. It was dealt by labor inspection, and we were on the side. In many cases, we don't need, how to say, that proud or something like that. We are spreading the ideas. We are getting in touch. We are making this, but it wasn't like that IKEA made this project. It was cooperation with labor inspection, and labor inspection was playing on a guitar on that case. So it wasn't 3 companies. It wasn't more, a bit more. It was 40 companies. 40 companies. It was whole labor inspection in a whole Lithuania, and it was involved education ministry of education, and it was involved social ministry as well. So we had support of these ministries, and we, with partners, made more than 100 lessons in 1 month, and this number came of 100 years of labor inspection jubilee. So during that project, we reached a lot of people. So it is quite a huge amount. We can count if it's more than 100 class. Yeah, in a class we have 20 students, 20 kids. So it is quite a huge number. These kids have parents. We reached parents. We reached companies. We involved labor inspection. So I'm really proud of that. And to be honest, my wish is to create something here in Latvia, something the same. So I guess that you would join this.
We had representatives from
Okay. Yeah, so this is making an impact, and no, not only our way of working or our highway standard, which is valid to our suppliers. So if we are cooperating, we can make a big impact on safety. And if we are looking into a further future, so these little kids will become co-workers, yeah, in your companies. So they would behave in a more safe way. So this is a big benefit for the country and for the companies as well. So maybe it sounds quite crazy, and companies should take care of their business and so on. But if you are looking deeper into this, so this can make a positive impact to that. And I'm pretty sure it will. So that was my small presentation on that, and sharing a bit of my experience in this.